I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, and those that are starting out, particularly those just starting out, they almost invariably ask me the same thing. Michael, give me the guide, give me the template, give me the step-by-step formula to opening a new business. Here's the truth. There is no one-size-fits-all guide. It depends on you, your background, your character, your experience in your industry. But after all these years of mentoring, I have noticed a few patterns or two, and I'd like to show you today those 9 critical aspects that together form a roadmap, not a template, but a framework that can help you save a lot of time, money, and headaches as you move forward. Now, some may be obvious, and I think a few, though, will cause some surprises. By the end of this video, you'll know what to focus on first and what to avoid, so your business actually has a great chance of thriving. Before we dip in, please hit the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds, it's free, and ensures that you will get our next video the moment it's live. And it helps us at the 172 Group create more free content for people like you. And now to those 9 points, and I hope a bonus. So let's start with the vision statement. Know where you're going. Now, this is where I personally got things so badly wrong when I started out many years ago. A vision statement may sound vague, but it's critical. There's an old parable. You may have heard of it. You climb on a donkey or you even fly a plane, and then you sort of say, let's go. But where are you going to? Because without a clear destination, you don't know what resources you need. You don't know what time you need to allocate or energy you need. You don't know what staff or provisions. You risk going round in circles or worse, crashing. And that used to be me way back when, because a vision statement anchors every decision you make in your business. Item number 2 is dig into the detail. Early on, I remember very well receiving some excellent advice from the late and much beloved Ed Malavsky, one of the founders of Israel's Startup Nation concept. And what he said really did change the way I approached my business. As I left a meeting with him, he quietly urged me, but I could hear it was more than urging. He quietly urged me, never forget, Michael, the devil is in the detail. Ask questions, ask more questions, then ask again. Understand the problem to its roots, understand the solution to its roots, the process, the why behind it all. Surface level understanding is rarely enough, and it's the clarity that you're striving for which will eventually prevent some very costly mistakes. Item number 3 is one of my favorites. Your business model. Simple questions, deep answers. Now, a business model isn't just, I want to make money. It answers 5 one-syllable questions. What are you selling? How are you selling it? Who are you selling it to? For how much? And why does it matter, both for you and for your prospective customer? These questions are obviously very simple to ask, but it takes deep thought to answer them in full. Don't just answer superficially. Test, validate, refine until you truly understand what's going on. And don't be afraid to ask others for help and input. Item number 4, cover your home expenses. No matter how much your business might earn, if your personal home budget isn't covered by that revenue, you're running in the red from the get-go. So if, say, you plan to earn about 10,000 whatever a month, but your household expenses, the bit that you have to contribute towards, are 12,000, you're going to be permanently behind the ballgame. So you have to know your home budget, not just what you are spending on now, but include what you are cutting back on and should be spending on. Prioritize covering your home budget, because without that, everything else becomes unstable. Item number 5, time management. Protect your day. It's ironic. Today, we have more tools than ever, calendars, apps, platforms, blah, blah, blah. And yet most people feel that they have less time than ever for what they need to do. For me, that breakthrough moment came when I started using an old-fashioned diary. Every appointment, every client, every personal commitment went in there. And once I began to time restrict tasks this way, I started completing 85 to 90% of my tasks that I set for myself each week. Well, I've got to leave a little bit for that procrastination. Plan your day. Plan your day to the full. Not be overfull, but protect yourself for those critical business tasks. A quick spoiler alert, we'll be hooking back to this point again in point 9. Finance, budget, cash flow, profit and loss. I get pushback from small business owners all the time. I'm just a small business. I don't need to track this financial stuff. It's not for me. No. The smaller you are, the more critical it is. Budget is your planning. Cash flow, your money moving in and out today and tomorrow. Profit and loss, your performance. When you track all three from day one, then you know where the real profits are coming from. Item number 7, marketing, selling, and closing. Now, these are 3 distinct skills. Marketing is about informing, selling is about convincing, and closing means getting it done. And here's an interesting thought. Closing begins the moment you meet a prospect. Arguably, that happens as soon as you start to market. Because in order to close, you need to create trust. And trust is created from the get-go. And by the way, little practical tip here. Remember that the customer is not always right. If someone, for example, asks you for a discount, you don't have to give it. People don't ask for discounts at the grocery store checkout, so why should you give one? Technology. Embrace it. Now, for some people over, say, the age of 35, 40, that's a bit difficult. Just not there. Don't ignore tech. You've got to have a platform for your passwords. You've probably got about 30 or 40 passwords once you add them all up. Digital signatures, Zoom, CRM, customer relations management, like ClickUp. These are all essential. And they cost. Some of these cost. But that is an investment so that your business doesn't slow down and you don't impede sales. Now, point number 9 is an unusual point. Plan your wellness. The most important rule: exercise, nutrition, and most overlooked, sleep. Ironically, the thing, and this is where I've mentioned it before, earlier, about planning your day, the thing you need most for energy and decision-making is rarely planned at all. That's your sleep. Now, your kids or your workload may not like to hear you say this, but you need to plan your sleep. Because when you go to bed on time, you form regular sleep patterns, which will save you a fortune of time from running to your medical appointments much later in life. But you can plan your bedtime, not just when you wake up in the morning, but when you actually go to bed. Regular sleep patterns will save you a fortune of time. First of all, you'll think better the next day. That'll make you more effective. And secondly, it'll save you a whole load of medical appointments downstream as you get on in life. Your health is the foundation. Without it, the business, your family, and your life all suffer. So let me add in a little bonus. What makes a good accountant? Now, we all know that sooner or later we're going to need an accountant. So what makes a good accountant? It's another of those frequently asked questions I get. So here are 3 quick pointers. A good accountant will onboard you in a relatively painless manner without bamboozling you and without costing you too much. A good accountant will send you monthly reports for your incoming expenditure on a set day of each month. And a good accountant will sit down with you at least twice a year in person, explain what action you can take, what your annual statements mean to you. How do we wrap this all up? There's no perfect formula, but knowing these 9 things before you start out gives you clarity, confidence, and leverage. You focus on these fundamentals and you'll avoid those common traps that eat time, eat up your energy, and cost you money. Now, if you want to dig it deeper and see how these 9 rules can be applied specifically to your business, please contact us at the 172 Group. We'll help you cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters. And don't forget to check out last week's brilliant video from Shari, an excellent look at how algorithms are changing our use of social media platforms. See you next time.